Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 1, Unit 2 in-class review. Remember to show all your work and to write your final answers on the line. Okay, looking at the directions, it says to graph each line and identify its slope. Graph number 3 and 4 using slope-intercept form. Okay, which tells me number 3 and 4 are a little different than 1 and 2. Okay, so looking at problem number 1, it says to graph it, of course, and it says y equals -3. Now, I always get confused because it's a special case because there's only one variable, what it looks like, okay? So what I'm going to do is, well, it's a y equals graph, so that means my y is always going to be -3, okay? And now you can pick any values for x. I'm just going to pick a positive, a 0, and a negative, okay? And now let's graph. So our first point is 2, -3. So I go over 2, down to -3. My next number is 0, -3, and -2, -3. So now that I've got my line, I can graph it. There we go. Now, what's the slope? Remember, we said that the slope of a line that's horizontal, because that's what it is a lazy slope. So that means my slope is 0. Okay, for number 2, we're going to do the exact same thing. We've got our x, and there's our y. We're going to pick a couple points. We know that the x is 6. Okay, and you pick any values for the y's. So once again, I'm going to pick a negative, 0, and a positive. So when we start going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, we can't get there. No, don't draw another line. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to count by 2. So this will be 2, 4, 6, and 8. So we're going to do that on all of these guys. -2, -4, -6, -8. Even going on the y-axis, we got 2, 4, 6, 8, -2, -4, -6, -8. Okay, so there's your reference. Now, the point 6, -4. So I'm going 6, -4. We've got 6, 0, and then 6, 4. There is your line. Whoa! Make sure you're using a ruler, guys. Mr. Grice's ruler keeps moving. There we go. That'll be the best I can do. Okay, so there's our line. What's our slope? Remember, the slope is going so high and so fast for these that it is undefined. Okay. All right, number 3. Oh. All right, so first off, we always want to know our equation y equals -1/4 x minus 3. We always want to know what is our slope and what is our y-intercept. Well, our slope is right there. It's -1/4, which you can already write down as your answer. Okay, that's where we got the slope, but we also need to know the y-intercept, and the y-intercept is a point. It's where we begin, right? So we're starting at -3, which is right here, and I need to go down 1 because it's a negative slope over 4 and follow the same pattern on the other side, okay? And then just draw your line, and there you go. It's a negative slope, so it should be going down. Okay, number 4. Now, number 4, for us to graph it, we need it to be in y equals mx plus b. It's not like that, so we have to solve this. Whoops, it's not 4x, guys, it's 3x. So I'm just rewriting the equation right here, 3x minus 2y equals 8. I want to solve for y, so we're going to subtract 3x to both sides. We have negative 2y equals negative 3x plus 8. To get the y by itself, we have to divide by negative 2 to everything. And we get y equals a negative divided by a negative is a positive, so 3 over 2x minus 4. Once again, we need our slope, which is 3 over 2, and then our y-intercept is 0, negative 4. Okay, let's go ahead and graph that. So where we begin is 0, negative 4, which is down here, and we go up 3 over 2, up 3 over 2. And we can only do those 2 points. There's your nice straight line, and make sure to draw your arrows. Okay, and so our slope for that one was 3 over 2. Okay. Graph the line by identifying and plotting its x-intercept and y-intercept. Write each as an ordered pair. Okay, so when we're doing this for the x-intercept, we know that y equals 0, and on our y-intercept, x equals 0. This is where we have to do 2 different problems, okay? So one we let y equals 0, and on the other one we let x equals 0. Okay, so when we plug in 0 for y, that cancels, and we're left with 9x equals negative 18. To get the x by itself, we have to divide both sides by 9, and we get x equals negative 2. Okay? And remember that that's the point negative 2, 0. For our next one, x equals 0. We get negative 6y equals negative 18. To solve for y, we have to divide both sides by negative 6, and we get y equals 3. And once again, remember, that's the point 0, 3. When that's done, the last thing we have to do is graph. So we're going to graph our 2 points, which is negative 2, 0 and 0, 3. We got our points. Let's go ahead and draw the line and add your arrows. Okay. The next one says to find the slope. Do you guys remember what the slope formula is? You're lucky that I do. Okay. Your slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay. In class, we talked about how we always write it down and we add the negatives in. Okay. Y's are on the top. So we start with negative 9 and 4. X is on the bottom, negative 3 and negative 3. Okay? So negative 9 minus 4, well, that turns into negative 13. On the bottom, we've got 2 negatives, so remember, we have to clean that up, do click, click, so that turns to negative 3 plus 3, which is 0. And we can't have a 0 on the bottom, so that means that this slope is undefined. Okay. number 7. Once again, I'm just already going to write that down. We have negative 10 and negative 8. And on the bottom, we have 4 and 0. Well, the top turns into addition, and negative 10 plus 8 is negative 2. On the bottom, 4 minus 0, well, that's just 4. And remember, we always, always, always reduce. So you can divide both of these by 2. And then our slope, which is what we're left with, is negative 1/2. All right, number 8. We have negative 7 and negative 7. And on the bottom, we have 2 and negative 1. So on the top, I'm going to do my clicks, adding the opposite, and we get 0. And on the bottom, we can do click too, and we get 3. And when 0 divided by 3, whoa. Yeah, that's 0. Okay. All right, the last one we've got is number 9, and this is one where we have to do it ourselves. So remember, we read it from left to right. Pick 2 points. There's one. There's my other. Right away, I know that I have to go down. This is a negative slope, okay? So we go down 1, 2, 3, 4. I go down 4, and then we go to the right 3. And that gives us our slope right there, negative 4 over 3. Make sure that looks like a negative sign, Mr. Grice. So negative 4 over 3. All right, and that's it for Unit 2. So if you have any questions on Unit 2, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. Otherwise, this is Mr. Grice. Thanks for watching.